This is my 1981 Toyota pickup. I bought it during COVID and it ran fine. Then I got busy and it sat for 10 months. A couple weeks ago, I tried to fire it up, high idle, wouldn't warm up, it just felt sketchy. I hit up every tech homie I know and nobody could agree on what the problem was. Since everybody gave us different answers, we wanted to see if AI could get it right first try. So, can AI outsmart the homies? Let's find out. Before Tacoma, Toyota just called it the pickup. Simple name, legendary rep.
Toyota presents a truck.
Tough as a truck, smooth as a car.
This little beast is part of the third-gen Hilux, built from 1978 to 1983. Under the hood, you had a 2.2-liter 20R or the newer 2.4-liter 22R, known to be damn near unkillable. Overbuilt, understressed, and happy to hit over 300K if treated right, or if you didn't. 1981 marked a shift. Not the end of carburetors. Toyota kept those through 1990. But in 82, they introduced the 22RE with fuel injection, and that changed the game forever. Customers now had the choice between analog or digital, simplicity versus precision. The car game was ending, Toyota was evolving. Today's Tacoma, sway bar disconnect, ECUs that can think faster than us, apps, crawl control. That 81, purely mechanical and stubbornly analog. Now we're using today's most advanced tool, AI, to see if the future can fix the past. All right guys, time to turn her on and show you guys what the problem is. It's gonna stay high on idle. The engine's just not gonna reach temperature. So here we go. It's been sitting here for 10 months. I did turn it on a couple weeks ago, and that's when I was able to identify the problem that we're diagnosing today. It did turn on for me, so it should turn on again. Let's see her go. So notice how right now it's like the idle's running really high for this truck. Usually it would always do that, and then eventually it just drops its idle. Yeah, so by now the truck should have gotten up to temp. Usually, if it doesn't, I'll just kind of give it a little bit of gas and it'll drop. But it's giving us no signs of the idle dropping. Even if I take her out for a spin, it'll just stay extremely high. Let's find out if AI is right. All right, let's see what AI has to say. So the question I'm asking is, my 1981 Toyota pickup has been sitting for 10 months. I tried starting it, but the idle stays high and the engine isn't reaching operating temperature. What should I check first? First thing that it says is thermostat. If the thermostat is stuck open, coolant keeps flowing and prevents the engine from reaching proper temp. What to do? Check if the upper radiator hose gets warm too quickly after a cold start, which it is happening. If it does, the thermostat might be stuck open and needs replacement. So what are we gonna do? AI just said that the first thing we should check is thermostat. Let's go get one. This is a thermostat, a temperature control valve in your engine. When the engine's cold, the thermostat is closed, trapping coolant and allowing the engine to reach temp. Once the engine reaches operating temp, thermostat opens, coolant flows through the radiator and the cycle repeats. Too cold and it stays closed, too hot and it opens. It's a simple part, but without it, the engine would never reach temp or overheat. So what AI is telling us is that ours is stuck open. We're gonna replace it and see if it's true. All right, the first thing we're gonna wanna do is remove our coolant. This smells disgusting. Oh, dude. All right, here we have a little drain plug that I'm going to undo. And there goes the coolant.
Dude, they made that so easy.
Oh yeah. Toyota, man, making things very simple back in the 80s.
Yeah, well, you know, cars back in the days were supposed to be made easy to work on, right? Because they expected you to work on it yourself.
Dude, yeah, that's crazy. So check this out, guys. everything on this truck can be easily removed without you having to tear apart your entire vehicle. To remove headlights on the new 4th Gen Tacoma, you have to tear apart the entire front end of the vehicle. Here, look at that. The screw is extremely accessible. You can literally insert a screwdriver right there, a couple more at the top, and now you have a headlight that comes off. You need to replace the bulb on your turn signal, 2 screws, comes right out. Everything was made so easy. How bad is that smell, dude?
It smells like 5-year-old coolant for sure. Yeah, it smells awful. Probably longer than that. Ugh. Oh, it's so old.
Who knows for how long this has been here? We might have to go buy a new one, man. Things with these project cars, right? One thing leads to the next. A little convincing. It's a little mad that we haven't been giving it love.
All right, open her up. Let's see if she's stuck.
Moment of truth.
Stuck open or not.
Damn. It was fine? It looks fine? All right, look at this gasket, bro. This gasket's gone. All right, this thermostat works at 190 degrees Fahrenheit. We have the stove running, and we're gonna check to see if this thermostat is working. All right, so we just reached 190, 191. We can see the stock one opening. That is crazy, so it does work, along with the replacement, yes. All right, check it out, guys. So you can see it's open right there. This stick can go through. Uh-oh. So right here, right now, you can see how I can go through. As it starts to close, we're gonna slowly see this whole top part just slowly come up. So it was working all along, guys.
That means AI was wrong.
That means AI was wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Damn, I really wanted it to win for some reason. But, all right. So, AI is wrong. Let's start diagnosing what could be the next problem. All right, so it's official. We confirmed it is not the thermostat. We've gone ahead and installed everything back the same way it came out. We just finished filling it up with coolant. The next thing AI was telling us was to check for vacuum leaks. We actually got a diagram, we checked it out, and everything seems to be in place. Next thing we're gonna do is carburetor issue. So seems like we might be having a problem with our carburetor. Let's check it out. So we started playing around with the carb, and I immediately noticed that the, oh man, I think I might have messed up, guys. The choke plate, right? I was just messing around with the choke plate, and I felt it kind of hard, and I forced it, and I moved it, and now it's stuck open. So I'm hoping I didn't break it. As you guys can see, this side is our choke plate, and I was kind of moving it around. I was playing around with it. It was a lot more closed than it is now, and I was able to fully open it with my hands. I didn't apply much pressure, but it did feel like it was gunked and jammed. So now it's moving freely. Before it wasn't doing this. It is a little bit stuck open. It should be able to close. I don't want to force it, so I'm just gonna go ahead, turn it on, see how the truck reacts. Crossing my fingers, everything's gonna be all right. And if it's not, we'll capture it on film for you guys. Oh no. All right, here it goes. I think that's what it was. The problem with it now, it's not reaching engine temp. Right, so we don't know if this engine is up to temp. I mean, we can check for that before we drive it. So we confirmed the thermostat was working. The engine was getting up to temp. but the dash gauge was still reading low. Turns out the original temperature sending unit is just showing its age, which is common on these older Toyotas. What threw us off is that this tiny part made it seem like we had a bigger issue than we did. We've already got a new sender on the way, and once that's in, the gauge should be reading right where it should be. Before we go out and test the truck to make sure that everything is running fine, I am going to be installing a new steering wheel. Unfortunately, this cap here on the old steering wheel is broken. Everything is just chipping away. So we're going to be installing this Grip Royale black leather steering wheel. This thing is solid, guys. So let's just switch it out real quick and then go for a ride. All right, guys.
Get these off, 'cause normally these are always stuck on from all the videos that I watched.
I mean, this truck is old, fellas, so you can imagine how stuck this steering wheel is. So I'm just gonna loosen this bolt just a little so I don't break my nose when I pull back. Here we go. What do you guys say? Do you think it'll come out first try? No, it's in there. There we go. Just comes right out. Believe it or not, all of these parts were recommended by AI. I had no clue what was gonna fit on this truck. This might be a hit or miss. So let's see what we got here. We got the Momo hub adapter, and this, just from looking at it, I can tell this is where that's going to be applied and getting contact for the honk. It felt like a glove. The only thing I don't like, guys, is like, look how much that extends that. We can bolt the wheel directly onto this, but I went a step further and ordered this NRG. No, we're not sponsored by them. It would be pretty cool to do a collab with them, not gonna lie. Just look at how nice this piece is. Oof. They've done such a solid job. What? No way! Ching. My opinion, it's a little bit too close. I'm gonna rock it for this drive like this, but I don't think I'm gonna leave the quick release. My only option right now is to get like a steering column from a 1985, swap it out, and then that one will allow me to just put it in, up, down. Look how cool this is. Oh, that's so sick. That is so sick. Dude, and it looks so nice. Look how clean this is, fellas. That is a position that NASCAR drivers sort of drive there.
That's what I was thinking too. I didn't want to say it because it's not a race car, but it feels right, and I really like that.
Yeah. Steering wheel has been installed. Now it's time for us to truly go see if this thing can ride. Let's go find out. So did AI outsmart the homies? Not really. It was just another homie. How many of you guys said, hey, go straight to the carburetor? Some of you guys did mention the thermostat, right? And at the end of the day, that's what mechanics is all about. Just problem solving, testing different things. AI is literally another homie, and it's awesome. First thing it said was to check the thermostat. Then it said to check the vacuum lines. And then it told us to check the carb, and that's when we were able to solve the problem. How awesome is that? Being able to have a buddy next to us, we explain to it what's going on, and it immediately tells us what are some of the things that we could do to troubleshoot and fix that problem. And here we are, I'm driving the pickup after 10 months of it just sitting there. It's up to temp, it's driving like a champ. I got a new steering wheel on it, and I am stoked. We did it, boys. We did it.
What you just find, dude?
Dude, something's leaking here. Oh, man.
Never ends, huh?
No. These seals have probably gone out. That's why we have a leak on both sides.
Dang, so I guess we gotta do another video.
This is gonna be fun.